about comics. Let's talk about comics. Let's talk about comics. Let's talk about comics. Alright, Big YouTube, how you doing? It's Charles, and today I want to talk about quickly G.I. Joe number 6. This is not G.I. Joe Real American Hero, the long-running series that started back in 82-84, I think. This is Image Comics' new Energon Universe G.I. Joe book. We're 6 issues in after the prequel books. Those included Duke, Scarlet, what were the other ones? Cobra Commander, Destro, Void Rivals, and Transformers. All tied up into this universe. And this seems to be the finale of the first arc. It's been a lot of action. We started off losing a G.I. Joe team member from the beginning. Baroness is part of the G.I. Joe team. And this right here is a face-off between Cobra and the Joes. The first face-off in this universe between Cobra and the Joes. And really the final boss battle between Duke and Cobra Commander. And there is a little ticking clock element because Cobra Commander had they got this brain bomb technology, mixed it with the Energon energy source, and the doctor who created it was connected to this mechanism that was going to kill all the people within a certain radius and make others further away subservient to Cobra. And it was clever here because in this face-off between Duke and Cobra put Duke in a very tough situation. The only way to stop the bomb from going off was to shoot the doctor who was attached to the machine. Yes, there's going to be spoilers. But Duke, being the good guy that he is, he decides, no, I'm going to flip the script. And he pretty much forces Cobra Commander's hand by not permitting him to get a safe distance away. So Cobra Commander, he disables the bomb by shooting the doctor. Very, very dramatic stuff. Yeah. Of course, Duke gets saved. I'm not going to go into too many more spoilers. I know that was a big spoiler, but there is still so much more going on in this issue, trust me. The Joe team, they come back for Duke. Even though he told them to scatter, the bomb doesn't go off, people are saved. But Cobra Commander escapes. Of course he does, because what's G.I. Joe without that battle between good and evil, between Cobra Commander and G.I. Joe? Right now, there is kind of a fraction in the relationship between Destro's Mars Industries and Cobra. And Destro is starting to doubt Cobra's leadership, but Cobra Commander does seem to have a plan in motion. And one of the most exciting developments happens in a major way. We know that this universe does contain Transformers and Void Rivals, but we really don't see too much of the Transformers. They were the catalyst for the first issue of Duke, the first prequel book. And then it was something that was hinted to throughout the books, but you really don't see too many Transformers. But at the end, after spending some time undercover in Cobra, Clutch is like, you know what? I need to clear my head. I need to take a ride and get things figured out. So as he's driving, something goes wacky with the vehicle, and it tosses him out. And look what we have here. Transformers have entered the game proper. This is a big development. Really enjoyed this. Looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. We're not going to have to wait long for the next issue, because this next issue comes out I believe not this month, May. I know I saw it back here. May something we get the new issue. I thought there might be a break or something, but fortunately we're not gonna have to wait. May 21st, the new issue comes out. And it looks like we're gonna be getting Snake Eyes added to the team. So that is another exciting addition. Um, so many questions that are posed in this book. Baroness, is she really with the G.I. Joes? Is she an undercover agent? Is she compromised? What is happening there? What's happening with, the Joe team itself? Cobra Commander and Destro and Cobra and Mars going to be able to work together? And how are the Transformers going to fit into all of this? It leaves a lot of unanswered questions, but in a good way. I was discussing this with somebody online, and they were raving about the last issue in this cliffhanger. And when I finally got to it myself, I see what they were talking about. It's definitely one worth getting. And if you are a child of the 80s like myself, that's when I grew up. I remember seeing the first G.I. Joe and Transformer commercials. This is a book you definitely want to get. It's not the G.I. Joe from our kid childhood. There's blood, there's violence, people die, the stakes are real, and the alliances are completely different, but it has the same familiar characters and tremendous action. I would say that this G.I. Joe has grown up with the rest of us. No longer about shooting lasers at airplanes and people parachuting out and, silly kid shenanigans. This is a grown up G.I. Joe that I think can still appeal to the youngsters. So that's my thoughts on it. Check it out at your local comic book store. And if you do not have a local comic book store, check out Coffee and a Comic at coffeeandacomic.com. They have great prices, easy to use website, and great service. And if you're in Wyoming, there is no better deal than Spellbound Apothecary and Entertainment in the Eastridge Mall. If you are in Wyoming, you spent over $35, you get free shipping. Over $35. So check them out in Eastridge Mall. And I'll see you next time. Until then, keep reading them books. You know I'm going to. I'm out.